Hey, Cubs fans, we are back. Game 2 between the Baltic River Dogs and our Brookings Cubs. Game 2 of the North Division Title Series. A best 2 out of 3. Brookings Cubs take Game 1 with a 10-0 run rule victory after 7 innings. If the Cubs win this Game 2 right here, Cubs are off to the state tournament starting in Aberdeen next weekend. It's a 2-weekend state tournament, so Aberdeen the first weekend, Brandon the second. You have to obviously keep winning and keep in it to move on through things. But Game 2 for the North Division Title Series coming up next. We are brought to you, everything on Saul's Media is brought to us by Bankstar Financial, our exclusive presenter. With locations in Volga, Brookings, and Elkton, Bankstar provides a big-time business with a small-town feel. Looking to finance a home? Need a car loan? How's your retirement plan looking? Stop in today to chat with the local professionals. Bank on the bright side. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of everything we do here on Saul's Media and these Brookings Cubs affairs through the summertime. So we've swapped out how we're doing home and away. The Brookings Cubs will be the away team here in game number 2. Kind of the same lineup. For the Cubs, the Bell Brands starting lineups brought to us by Bell Brands, makers of the mini baby bells. That's the snack cheese of champions. Peel one today. Leading off, number 0, Henry Hamrick. He'll be in center field. Batting second, number 29, Chase McDaniel. He'll be at shortstop. Batting third, number 15, Arlen Peters. He'll be the designated hitter for game number 2, and that is popped up to second base. So Henry Hamrick will have an F4 to start our game here. In the top of the first. 1 out as Chase McDaniel comes up. The cleanup hitter tonight, number 7, batting fourth, Miles Reese. He'll be in left field. Batting fifth, number 22, Lincoln Vasgard. He'll be at third base. Batting sixth, number 8, Justin Kothel. He'll be the first baseman. Batting seventh, Noah Buss doing the catching. He's number 12. Batting eighth, number 4, Tucker Wookie. He'll be in right field. And batting ninth, number 3, Jake Ammon. He'll be at second base. This is Chase McDaniel, our shortstop here in game number 2. The Baltic River Dogs are sending out a Colton Legion pitcher to start their game 2. This is Carter Sorensen. And he will begin the Chase McDaniel at bat with 3 straight balls after getting the pop-up by Henry Hamrick to start this game. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk to Chase McDaniel. So the Cubs get a man on with 1 out here in the top of the first. That'll bring Arlen Peters, fresh off an amazing pitching performance in the first game here at Bob Sheldon Field. 18 strikeouts in 7 innings for Arlen Peters. He earns the win, a 10-0 run rule victory for the Cubs as they take game 1 of this doubleheader. Another ball by the Legion baseball player for the Colton team, Carter Sorensen. Baltic a little short on pitchers tonight. They were able to get a new right fielder. That is Ray Williams III out in right field. He'll be batting cleanup for him. We'll go through the Baltic lineup when they come up in the bottom of the first here. That pitch fouled off over the Cubs dugout. 1-1 for the away team, Brookings Cubs, in game number 2 of this doubleheader. Arlen Peters is the designated hitter for game number 2. Keeping his hot bat in the lineup, but a great pitching performance in game number 1. Big swing and a miss there. 1-2 for his count now. Cubs with a big win in game number 1. That is going to bounce away from the catcher. Chase McDaniel did not see it in time. He was not able to advance to second. But it'll bring Arlen Peters to a 2-2 count here in the top of the first. outside. AP fights it to a full count now with 1 out. Chase McDaniel on first base after the base on balls. Arlen Peters now just battling with Carter Sorensen, the Legion baseball player from Colton, starting game number 2 for the Baltic River Dogs, and a big strikeout. 2 outs now here in the top of the first. And that'll bring the cleanup hitter to the plate. This is number 7, Miles Reese, our game 2 left fielder for the Cubs. He will now hit with a man on first. We'll have a first inning sponsor here in between top and bottom. That pitch bounces to the catcher, Fitzsimmons. 1-0. Just notice this, the umpires did not rotate. So the home plate umpire is the same umpire as game number 1. Field umpire stays out in the field. I always thought that they used to rotate. I don't know. That is not the case tonight. Maybe they don't do that in the postseason. 1-1 to Miles Reese. There's a pitch down the middle. 1-2 now to Miles Reese. Sorensen too high. 2-2. Miles Reese hitting with 2 outs. Chase McDaniel on first. Cubs starting to strike first here in the top of the first, game 2. That pitch too low. Full count now. McDaniel will be on the move. Full count with 2 outs. Cleanup hitter at the plate. Still an opportunity here. Facing the Colton Legion baseball player. Ooh, there's a strike 3, a big curveball by Sorensen. And that'll do it for the top of the first. Cubs get no hits, a walk, 1 left on, and we move to the bottom. And start it up for the Baltic River Dogs. The Bell Brands starting lineup. Number 88, Cale Swanson, batting first for the Baltic River Dogs. He's in center field. Batting second, number 6, Tristan Fitzsimmons. He's catching. Batting third, number 22, Cooper Perry. He's in left field. Batting cleanup, the new guy in Game 2. Got here for Game 2. Ray Williams III, number 16. He's in right field. Batting fifth, John Wilhelmsen. He's number 5, playing first base. Batting sixth, number 29, Dalton Garbers. He's playing shortstop. Batting 7th, number 30, Noah Hammond. He's at third base. Batting 8th, number 8, Bo Keith. He's a designated hitter for game number 2. And batting 9th, number 6, Braxton Allen. He's at second base. And you just saw number 13, Carter Sorensen, with 2 strikeouts in the top half of the first. And we now move to the bottom of the first, where the Baltic River Dogs will be the home team for this Game 2 affair. Pitching for the Cubs, that is number 21, Logan Anderson, getting a start here in game number 2. Our first inning sponsor, GP Auto. Grant Peterson and friends on the east side of Brookings, out by Dektronics. They can get you back on the road. Engine repair, tire replacement, anything you need, they can fix it. Take your car out to GP Auto, and they'll get you back on the road, man. GP, a good friend of mine. Sponsor of basically everything we're doing now. He's a huge sponsor of the Sioux Valley Athletics through the play-by-play of football and volleyball, the both basketballs, and softball in the springtime. Thank you, GP Auto, for sponsoring even the Cubs through this summertime. Just trying to stay busy in the summer, man. And this Brookings Cubs schedule worked perfect with my work schedule at Bell Brands, the cheese plant here in town. That's my regular job. Play-by-play announcing is my side hustle, if you will, and it's been fun to hang out with the Cubs all summer long. Hopefully we do get to do that again next summer, but we'll see what happens. For the Baltic River Dogs, this is Cale Swanson, number 88. He's the center fielder, the leadoff hitter here in game number 2. And Logan Anderson will start him with a ball. 1-0. Try to find you some national stories as well. I'll have to change how ESPN feeds news to me, as the Twins are a big part of it, but after the fire sale they did yesterday, I can't do it. That foul back straight into the netting, 2-1 now. Yeah, I can't watch it anymore. You know, there's going to be Twins traditionalists. There's going to be season ticket holders. They're going to keep supporting the Polad family and all the idiot moves that they make. And this one I can't do. I can't do it. Told you in game 1 that now that the Sioux Valley Football Apparel store is open on their Facebook page, I'll be going there and getting myself a Sioux Valley hat. Because I love wearing hats. Look, I'm a baseball hat guy. I love wearing them, but, the Twins really made me angry yesterday, and I don't think I can wear the hat anymore. I love this hat. Love the colors. I love the logo that's on it. Stupid Twins. That fouled over the Baltic dugout. Kids can still get 50 cents if they retrieve those foul balls and bring them back to the concession stand. See one child running after that. He's going to have to get to the other side of that fence outside the park to try to go get that. Still full count. And there's a big strikeout. Logan Anderson gets out number 1. Big strikeout by Cale Swanson. 1 down, and that'll bring the second hitter of the lineup for the Baltic to the plate. Number 6, Tristan Fitzsimmons. This is the catcher for the Baltic River Dogs. Logan Anderson, I believe, was the winning pitcher when the River Dogs made their visit to Bob Sheldon Field. No, it looks like Tucker Wookie pitched for the home game. Who pitched down in Baltic? Right at the end of May. That is going to be way wide. Logan was the winning pitcher down in Baltic, so he pitched against Baltic on the 29th of May and got the win there. That was a 15-2 run rule victory in the 7th inning. So in the 3 victories against Baltic this season, it's all by run rule effect. See what happens here in game 2, and that is a check swing that went far enough. 1-2 now. Tristan Fitzsimmons, the batter in the box for the River Dogs. Sun is starting to set, or has set, I guess. There's no sunshine on the field anymore. That's a big curveball in there. No, it is not. 2-2. Thought he was pulling trigger there. I was wrong. But no sunshine on the field anymore, so as far as our baseball field is concerned, the sun has set. The lights are on. Summer ball, town ball, under the lights for game number 2. That is a foul ball that is drifting past the dugout of the River Dogs. Count's going to stay at 2-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Too low on that. Full count now. Lifted in the left field. Tracking that down. That is Miles Reese. That'll bring that in. No problems with that. So an F7 for out number 2. And that'll bring up the third hitter in the lineup for Baltic. This is number 22, their left fielder, Cooper Perry. Fun night here at the ballpark. The crowd that we had for game 1 has thinned out a little. Doubleheaders are tough. But still plenty of fans in the seats here in the grandstand. Cooper Perry with a wild swing and miss. 0-1. A great crowd for game number 1. They were treated to an absolute pitching gem by Arlen Peters. 7 complete, 18 strikeouts. He earns the win. That is a terrible swing by Cooper Perry. He's down 0-2 in the count. Fooled on that pitch for sure. And he got him to step in the bucket, as my Legion baseball coach always said. Big strikeout there. Logan Anderson with a nice first inning. We move to the top of the second. Cooper Perry with a strikeout there. That is 3, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Brookings Cubs. 1 strikeout, 2 strikeouts actually now for Logan Anderson. 2 strikeouts as well for the Baltic starting pitcher. He's Carter Sorensen, the Legion baseball player out of Colton. For the Cubs, here to start the top of the second, this is number 22, Lincoln Vasgard, Justin Koffel, and Noah Buss, all due up. This is 5, 6, 7 hitters. The Brookings Cubs now, after taking game 1, can win this best of 3 series with another win here in game number 2 and advance to the state tournament up in Aberdeen next weekend. Yeah, a lot of still getting a lot of Twins news. Shocker, there's a lot of guys getting promoted from AA to AAA in the Twins franchise. Big shock there. Trying to find us some stories. A lot of sell the team photos by Twins fans out there. $2 pounders or $2 12-ounce premiums. Cheap fear for game number 2 is what AJ, my counterpart up here in the press box, is letting the fans in the seats know. Okay, we got to get out of Twitter then. All I'm getting is Twins news, and we need something better than that. So let me go to ESPN. Try to keep you up to date on, some sort of local, maybe not local, but national stories here. Get a refresh on my ESPN. There's some WNBA games that we can update you on. New York Liberty are losing by 9 points in the fourth quarter to the worst team in the league, the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut 4-21 in their season. The Liberty 17-9. They are without Brianna Stewart, but still plenty of talent on that New York Liberty squad. Down 9 points with 9 minutes to go in that fourth quarter. That's on the road in Connecticut. This is Lincoln Vasgard. He'll start with a strike. 0-1. Indiana Fever have a lead over the Dallas Wings. They're still without Caitlin Clark as she's dealing with a groin injury. That in the fourth quarter. 7.5 minutes left to go in that. Second place team in the West, right behind the Minnesota Lynx, the Phoenix Mercury, and they're down 31 points to Atlanta. 7 minutes left in that fourth quarter. So, some good news in the W, at least the Minnesota Lynx are concerned. Not a lot of new information. That is popped up foul over the Cubs dugout, 2-2 for Lincoln Vasgard. Charlie Woods fades in the junior PGA, misses a Ryder Cup spot. Okay. That pitch just misses. We got a full count for Lincoln Vasgard now. So I'm going to try to find some ESPN news there. Give you that when we're in between some things. We'll have a second inning sponsor that we get to talk about in between top and bottom here. That pitch misses. It's going to be a walk for Lincoln Vasgard to start the top of the second. So the leadoff hitter of the inning does his job, gets to first base, however you can get there. That's all that matters. That'll bring up the sixth hitter in lineup, number 8, Justin Koffel, our first baseman for game 1 and now game 2 tonight, part of the doubleheader. tapped foul through the legs of Koffel. Dies behind his batter's box. 0-1, Justin Koffel. In the first game, Justin Koffel, a double, a single, 2 fielders' choice, and he scored 4 times in game number 1. A huge factor for the Brookings Cubs in the 10-0 run rule victory. Watch that pitch outside, 1-1 to Justin Koffel. Vasgard on first. Nobody out here in the top of the second. The Cubs, once again, we are the away team for this Division Series Game 2. That pitch was too low. We've got a 2-1 count for Justin Koffel. Carter Sorensen, the pitcher for Baltic, wearing his Colton Legion Ball jersey. That pitch too high. 3-1. I believe part of the Legion Ball designation, which is legal in amateur ball. I mean, you have to play by all the rules you have to, and being a Legion player, you still can. I believe AJ has to keep track of his pitch count and announce that every half inning once he's done. That pitch outside is going to lose Justin Koffel. Back-to-back walks to start the second inning. Vasgard up to second. Koffel to first. 2 men on for Noah Buss coming to the plate, number 12. He is our catcher tonight. Tristan Fitzsimmons, the Baltic catcher, going to go out and have a conversation with Carter Sorensen, maybe calm him down a little bit. The field umpire getting closer to the mound, just making sure we're keeping the game rolling. Fitzsimmons back out, talk some strategy. Looks like the conversation's over. Fitzsimmons walking back to the home plate area. He'll crouch down in catcher position. Sorensen will look in, get his sign. Take a look at the runners, and he'll deliver. Big hit there. That is in right center. And it'll be run down by Cale Swenson. A lot of ground to cover out there. Does a nice job on that. But on the fly ball, out by Noah Buss. Vasgard tags up. He gets over to third. Justin Koffel stays at first base. And that'll bring Tucker Wookie to the batter's box. Runners on the corners. Tucker Wookie had a nice game 1 as well. Tucker with a single, a sacrifice fly, another single in the 7th, and a fly out. So 2 for 3 officially with a couple of singles and a sacrifice. So he knocked in a couple, got 2 RBI out of that, maybe 3 RBI out of that. Possibly 4. No, it was just the 1 in the 7th inning. So 3 RBI in his game 1. He'll start with a strike here against Sorensen. A pitch too far outside, 1-1. Justin Koffel, a threat to steal. He was in this position a lot in game number 1 where it was runners on the corners. He was on first. He is a speedster enough to take second base. And the one time he did it in the game number 1, there he goes right there. Ball gets away from Fitzsimmons. Justin Koffel will get into second base, standing up. The one time that he did actually steal something in game number 1, it was a wild pitch. He got all the way over to third. As the man on third base came in to score on that wild pitch. So successful again. Now we got 2 runners in scoring position for Tucker Wookie. 1 out and a 2-1 count. Sorensen's going to step off the rubber. Didn't like something there. Wookie back in the box. Curveball is going to hit that outside corner, 2-2. Home plate umpire has been consistent with that outside corner all night long. Both teams getting that call. He was a big part of Arlen Peterson and the 18 strikeouts that he put on the board in game number 1. That's too low and outside. We got a full count for Tucker. Full count with 1 out and 2 men in scoring position. Tucker can, if he can get a hit here, and possibly score them both and break through in the run column on the scoreboard. Sorensen will deliver. Wookie's going to watch that. It'll be outside. Another walk, and that'll load him up. So Vasgard stays at third. Koffel stays at second. Tucker gets to first base on the walk. 3 of those walks now in the inning, as all 3 base runners have reached by way of the base on balls. And then I'll bring up the 9th inning lineup. This is number 3, Jake Ammon, our second baseman. Now hitting a great spot with the bases loaded here in the top of the second. Only 1 out. That pitch outside. Ball 1 to Ammon. He will get that call on the outside corner. 1-1. Popped up out to right field. That is Ray Williams III calling for it. That's shallow right field at the same moment. The throw is going to get cut off. Asgard and Koffel had a mix-up. Koffel on second base thought Vasgard was taking off from third base, but it was a shallow pop fly in right field. Koffel almost got almost ran off his man on third base, his teammate on third base. So F9 officially. That's the second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order. Henry Hamrick at the plate. Bases still loaded. But now with 2 outs, Henry Hamrick, number 0. He is our center fielder. Had a tough game at the plate in game number 1, but he's going to watch ball 1 there. Henry Hamrick, as I joked, did the Carlos Correa 0-for-4 with 4 strikeouts. Buxton had plenty of those games as well. That's on the outside corner. Been calling it all night. Stay consistent with it. 1-1. Hammer and Hank. Opportunity for the Cubs to get on the board here. Bases loaded with 2 outs. That is tapped. Foul over the Cubs dugout. Kids running it down. Kid with the glove almost brought that in near the concession stand, but it'll be a 1-2 count now for Henry Hamrick. Would have been a tough catch for that kid. I can see that out through windows here, but he was near the ATM machine that's right next to the concession stand. Reached for it, but just past the glove. Would have been a highlight reel type of catch. Curveball. That is fisted by Hamrick, and it's going to be an unassisted ground out play. So bases get loaded, but no one comes across for the Cubs here in the second inning. That is a 3 unassisted for out number 3 for Henry Hamrick. So, no hits there. 3 walks, 3 men left on. No one scores. We move to the bottom of the second inning for the Baltic River Dogs side of it. Second inning is brought to us by Brookings Vision Center, a fantastic eye doctor and eye appointment place. Brookings Vision Center offers comprehensive eye services for the whole family. They're on the south side of Brookings. It's 20th Street South, just a little bit east of Main Avenue down that way. What I love the most about Brookings Vision Center when I was there 2 months ago was the customer service. They were so helpful of getting me the right type of eyewear, getting them set the right way, put correctly on my face, behind my ears, not crooked. Everything else, they were fantastic in there. I can't brag about Brookings Vision Center enough. And they were more than willing to help me out with the Sauls Media broadcast. Want to be a part of the Brookings Cubs through the summertime. I have to have a conversation and bring them on for the Sioux Valley side of things. See if they want to be a part of that as well. But a fantastic optical shop here in Brookings. Thank you, Brookings Vision Center, for sponsoring the Cubs and the Sauls Media broadcasts. Game number 2 of the North Division Title Series. Brookings Cubs took Game 1 with a 10-0 run rule victory. If the Cubs would win Game 2, they're going to win this series and advance to the state tournament that would start in Baltic next Friday. Not in Baltic, in Aberdeen next Friday. Start the bottom of the second as the Baltic River Dogs are the home team for Game number 2. This is Ray Williams III, the right fielder for the River Dogs. And that is Logan Anderson still on the mound for the Cubs. And we'll start Williams III with a strike. 0-1. That's on the corner. 0-2. Williams III takes the timeout to get out of the box. Logan Anderson took too much time for him. Granted time. Back in the box now. We're ready to go. 0-2. That one's too low outside. 1-2. Logan Anderson had a leap for that throwback from Noah Buss behind the plate. Showing off his hops on the mound there. 1-2. Swing, foul tipped, caught by Noah Buss. Did it hit the ground? Umpires talking with each other. The home umpire asking his field umpire, did that hit the ground? If it hit the ground, then we just have a foul ball. We go back to a 1-2 count. If it didn't hit the ground, Noah Buss caught that, then we've got a strikeout on our hands. So the umpire is going to talk about it a little bit, make a decision here, and we will say that the batter's out. So Noah Buss catches that foul ball. So we will have a strikeout of Ray Williams III. For Logan Anderson, that is strikeout number 3 on his night. And that'll bring the 5th hitter in the lineup for Baltic to the plate, number 5, John Wilhelmsen. Big swing and a miss there. 0-1. Logan and Noah Buss not on the same page as far as Buss throwing that ball back to the pitcher. That one got away from Logan. That gets past Noah Buss. A wild pitch there. 1-1 on the count. Just trading spots. And who's going to be wild on the throw? Probably matters to Logan Anderson a little bit more. His wild pitches have some consequences that come with it. That is a strike in the inside corner, 1-2. John Wilhelmsen, the manager for the Baltic River Dogs. He's their first baseman as well tonight. And that'll be a big swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Logan as he is looking good through his first couple innings here. Another strikeout. That's number 4 now for Logan Anderson. That'll bring the 6th hitter in lineup for the Baltic River Dogs is number 29, Dalton Garbers, the shortstop. Tapped, shortstop. That's Chase McDaniel. Pick that up, fire across. Over to Koffel, and that is going to do it for the second inning. The 6-3 putout. The River Dogs go down in order for the second inning in a row to start this game. We still have no score as we move to the top of the third. The Brookings Cubs, the away team in this division series format. For the Cubs, coming to the plate, it'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters. This is Chase McDaniel, Arlen Peters, and Miles Reese all due up for the top of the third inning. I know that the other divisions are in action tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get an update on any of that. Maybe let's go to Game Changer. What do you think about that? Suppose Game Changer's got anything for us? We're going to check it out. That's what's going to happen. We're going to check it out. Let's see here. Events, maybe? Nope. Let's go back to home. We're going to have to do it team by team. So the Harrisburg Woodies, the number one team in Class A amateur ball. They got a win tonight against the Mitchell Aces. That's a 9-1 victory. They will try to win their division tomorrow. They have a Saturday affair. It says to be determined on their opponent. That would be a noon game tomorrow, and I believe that would be could be a deciding game for the Harrisburg Woodies. Games there, of course not. Why would there be? 0-1 to Chase McDaniel. Big left-handed shortstop. Left-handed hitting shortstop. How's that? That pitch too high. 1-1. So I'm just trying to find anything, really. I believe Renner is part of that down there. They're playing the Sioux Falls Flying Squirrels at the moment. That is lifted into left field. Long run, and that'll drop in front of the left fielder. That is Cooper Perry. Just a long run. He was playing back in left field. Had a long way to go. The shortstop couldn't get out there either. That's Dalton Garbers, who was unable to get to that, and it's going to be just a pop-up that drops for Chase McDaniel. So he's got a single and will be the man that gets on as a leadoff hitter for the third inning, and it'll bring Arlen Peters to the plate, the designated hitter, here in game number 2. AP with the gem in game number 1. Perfect through 6 2/3 innings. Allows the one hit, gets a strikeout right after that, finishes 7 with 18 strikeouts in 7 innings. Impressive. Now Arlen Peters will be the DH for game number 2. That is picked up by the third baseman, throws to second, gets the force out there. Third baseman is Noah Hammond. It was a nice diving stop, gets it out to second base, so it's going to be a 5-4 putout at second. That's out number 1. No relay throw, so Arlen Peters will reach on a fielder's choice. And we'll have 1 out as Miles Reese, the cleanup hitter, comes to the plate with 1 out. Renner and the Sioux Falls Flying Squirrels, they're in the bottom of the 4th. This is the South Division. They've got 4 teams battling out down there. I believe they're all in Yankton. But the Renner Monarchs have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st. The Harrisburg Woodies got a win in the first game down there. That pitch low, 1-1. So that is about as good of an update as I'm going to get, I think. The Yankton Lakers losing to the Sioux Falls Brewers. It's a 4-0 score in the top of the 2nd for the Sioux Falls Brewers, so they got a big lead over the Yankton in Yankton. I guess I'd have to ask AJ where the rest of the Legion Roundup, Amateur Baseball Roundup. Let's click on that story, see what Ryan Deal's got for us. Big swing and a miss by Vasgard, 1-1. He does a great job in covering Class B amateur baseball here in South Dakota. A lot of those teams are in the middle of the state. The Mitchell, Huron, Redfield type of corridor. You can just go up and down Highway 281 and find a lot of these. Flander Bertiel, Hartford, part of that. Flander Cardinals as well. That's all Class B. Four Corners, Cologne, Elk Point, Colt 45s. Runner goes. Vasgard's going to tap that to shortstop. That is a long throw, picked up off the bounce, and that's going to do it for the top of the third. Looking Vasgard, the 6-3 put out to end it. That was a nice play by Dalton Garbers, who bounced it over to first, but a nice pickup by first baseman John Wilhelmsen. So for the Cubs, one hit, one left on, and no one scores. We're still scoreless after 2.5 innings. We move to the bottom of the third. No score. The third inning brought to us by Ray's Corner, a tradition downtown for all fun goers downtown. We had a lot of fun at the Downtown at Sundown event last night. The Undercovers, I believe, was the band. I do know one of those guys, former SDSU Rabbit, now living in Sioux Falls. It was good to see him. But a fun show and a full downtown as well. You know, they cut off half of the downtown and block it all off. Had some food trucks out there, some different booths. They had a dunk tank down by Wooden Legs, down that path right outside of Nick's Hamburgers there with a dunk tank. So a lot of fun, a lot of kids. A lot of families, a lot of non-families, you know, some singles out there, and, you know, adults just doing what they do. It was fun, a good time downtown. The whole thing ends by like 9 o'clock. They get everything off of the Main Street area. Ray's Corner, a big part of that is, you know, they were hosting people in and out of there throughout their evening, but thank you to Ray's Corner sponsoring the Saul's Media broadcasts of the Brookings Cubs up summer long. Summer's starting to come to a close. It's August 1st today. We're almost done with August 1st. Just amazing. Once again, once the 4th of July comes and goes, the fireworks, the fun, the grilling out, the camping. Boy, summertime just flies by, man. Good Lord. For the Baltic River Dogs, the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming to the plate. Noah Hammond, Bo Keith, Braxton Allen, all due up. Logan Anderson having a pretty good pitching performance so far. I think that umpire said that was a check swing that he went too far on. So we got an 0-1 count, even though it was kind of a wild pitch. Got past the legs of Noah Buss, the catcher for the Brookings Cubs. So Hammond didn't think he did it, but he's back in the box, ready, and that is going to be a strike in the outside corner. It's been a strike all night long, 0-2 now. Fouled off. That is over the netting with a bullet that might have got to the Little League fields to our southwest. I didn't hear any cars get hit with that, which is good. You might hear that crash. I've got all my windows open. You can hear a lot of thuds out there. Inside, 1 and 2. Noah Hammond at the plate, the third baseman for the Baltic River Dogs. No score here in the third. Just misses there, 2 and 2. Tapped. Down the third base line, that is Logan Anderson trying to get over to it. It's going to get all the way to Vasgard, the third baseman. No, Hammond wasn't really running that out all that well. He thought the pitcher was going to pick that up, so he was just jogging, and Vasgard makes the play. So 1 out here in the bottom of the third. I don't think Logan Anderson touched that, so that's going to be a 5-3 putout. And that'll bring the 8th hitter in lineup to the plate, number 8, Bo Keith, designated hitter for Baltic in game number 2. Logan Anderson still pitching well here in game 2. Misses outside, 1-0. Now misses inside. Looks like he had a foot slip out from a little bit. So 2-0 now to Bo Keith. There's a tapper towards second. That is Jake Ammon on the play. Throws over to Koffel. No problem there. 4-3 putout. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third. And that'll bring the 9th hitter in the lineup. This is Braxton Allen, the Baltic second baseman. He also has the Colton Legion baseball jersey on. Baltic a little short-handed as they head into the playoffs here. The Cubs are too, but Cubs managed still a run rule victory in the first game. No check swing there. Ball was too low, 1-0. That is nubbed. Vasgard at third base will pick that up. Fired across. Koffel brings it in. Keeps his foot on the bag. And Logan Anderson is perfect through 3 innings. Keeps his strikeout count at 4, but he's got 9 up and 9 down so far in 3 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're still tied at 0. For the Cubs, 6, 7, 8 hitters coming to the plate. This is Justin Koffel, Noah Buss, and Tucker Wookie all due up as we start the top of the 4th. So I tried to get you an update on some of the other amateur ball scores out there. Yesterday, it was the Sioux Falls Flying Squirrels getting a run rule victory over the T-Steam. T, a team that the Brookings Cubs did not see this season. Renner last night got a win over the Brandon Belugas. And that was in an East District tourney action. So Renner and Brandon and the Flying Squirrels and T-Steam all in the East District. I don't know who's in the West, and I'm not seeing another story about amateur, although that is a roundup from the 30th. Those are Wednesday games, but this is Class B once again. Volga Cormorants advanced to their first state tournament. Well, not first, but they advanced to the state tournament in Class B. How's that? Over the Elkton Snappers in Elkton. Volga wins 2-0. Yep, that's all Class B stuff. So that is not going to help us out enough. Yeah. So not the stories I'm looking for there. That's all we're going to get as far as 6:05. So look for him tomorrow or even on Sunday as he tries to wrap things up from all the action around the state. Justin Koffel at the plate, and he's going to start with an 0-1 count. That foul ball going over the Cubs dugout. Just trying to find us more stories kind of on a nationwide level. That is a blooper, and that will drop in front of the center fielder. Justin Koffel with a single. Rounds first aggressively, but he'll go back to first base, so a leadoff single here in the 4th. Nice job, Justin Koffel. Good at bat there. He's got a single and a walk so far tonight in the game number 2. He had a great first game as well. Went through that. Koffel in the game number 1. A single, a double, 2 fielder's choice, but he scored 4 times. Now in game number 2, he's got a single and a walk. He's been on base both times. Noah Buss at the plate. Koffel on first, nobody out. Carter Sorensen, the pitcher for Baltic, rocking his Colton Legion jersey. Aaron Jornby, our PA announcer, AJ, as we lovingly call him, has to announce the pitch count because he is a Legion baseball player. So he can't go beyond whatever limit that might be. Maybe 100? I'm not sure. That's fouled straight back into the netting, 1 and 2. This is more in that Red Zone network. ESPN and the NFL have agreed to a blockbuster billion-dollar deal that will result in top media properties like Red Zone moving to the network. The Athletic has learned. Noah Buss is going to strike out there on number 1. Koffel still on first. Tucker Wookie coming to the plate, our right fielder. To Tucker. He also had a fun first game at the plate. We'll tap that foul over the Cubs dugout, 1-1. Yeah, I'm just not finding any big stories, in the sports world. The Twins kind of blew it up yesterday as far as big stories go. They're tied at 2. I don't know how. They don't have a bullpen anymore against the Cleveland Guardians. With Justin Koffel running right there, Tucker fouls that into the netting beside the Cubs dugout, so he's going to have a 1-2 count. Justin Koffel will run back to first. I told you in game number 1 that Micah Parsons from the Cowboys has asked to be traded from the Cowboys due to Jerry Jones calling him out in a press conference, also on social medias. Tucker's going to follow that off as well. Still 1-2 with 1 out. Justin Koffel on first base. So Micah Parsons says he's done with the Cowboys. Did an announcement on social medias, on Twitter, thanking Dallas for his time in Dallas. Hasn't been traded yet, but acting like he is done with Dallas. Wook's going to foul another one off. That goes into the netting to his right. One and 2. Koffel on the move again. There is a ground ball. Shortstop goes past the glove of Garbers. Koffel's going to get over to third and stop right there. Tucker's going to reach on an error as that went right underneath the glove of Garbers at shortstop. So Koffel over to third. Tucker reaches on an E6. We'll have runners on the corner once again tonight. This will bring the 9th hitter in the lineup. This is number 3, Jake Ammon, our second baseman. He's got runners on the corners and 1 out. Opportunity time for the Brookings Cubs here in the top of the 4th. That pitch misses outside. 1-0. Sorensen gets his sign. He'll deliver. That is popped up down the right side. It's going to drift out of play into the pine trees along the, just past the right field fence there. So that'll give us a 1-1 count with 1 out. Runners on the corners. Jake Ammon with an opportunity here to give his squad a lead. And he will slap that through the right side. Great piece of hitting. Tucker Wookie is going to round second, roll into third base. The throw goes all the way to third, and that's going to allow Ammon to roll into second base. So an ill-advised throw by right fielder, not keeping runners on the corners there. Justin Koffel comes in to score, so the Cubs break through. Wookie over to third, and on the throw to third, Jake Ammon rolls into second base. So we've got 2 runners in scoring position. The Cubs have scored 1 here, trying to get a few more on with the 3 hits and a run that they have so far, but it'll be top of the order. Henry Hamrick, once again, coming to the plate. He's got 2 runners in scoring position. He's had a tough night at the plate so far. And he'll swing through strike 1 there. 0-1 to Hammer and Hank. 0 for 4 in the first game. He's 0 for 2 so far. A fly out to the second baseman, and then he jammed ground ball to the third baseman for a 3 unassisted ground out. There he makes big contact. That is lifted down to the left field corner. The left fielder is going to range that right on the foul line, make the catch. But it'll be Tucker Wookie coming in on the sac fly. So 2 outs now, but Tucker Wookie comes in to score. That's run number 2 for the Cubs. Jake Ammon stays at second base. But it'll be a 2-0 lead now, and Chase McDaniel coming to the plate with a 2-0 lead now as the Cubs break through here in the top of the 4th to gain the lead. Trying to close this out against the Baltic River Dogs and claim the North Division Title Series. Is a best 2 out of 3 series. Winner of this series goes to the state tournament, Class A, next weekend in Aberdeen. Pitch outside, 2-0 to Chase McDaniel, the big left-handed hitting shortstop. Rocking the red helmet. He's got a walk and a single so far tonight. Watch that curveball hit the inside corner on him, 2-1. Good pitch by Sorensen. Ammon trying to steal third. The inside, he has a tough slide, more or less just bounced and rolled as he slid into third. Jake Ammon showing off his skills. The pitch officially inside to Chase McDaniel, 3-1. But Ammon bounces to third base on the steal. So now Chase McDaniel will hit with his teammate on third base. And 2 outs, a 3-1 count to McDaniel. Lifts it. That is going to be in play. Shortstop Garber's going out to make that catch, so a pop-up is going to end it. But the Cubs break through and get 2 runs across here in the 4th inning. Take the 2-0 lead. As we roll to the bottom of the 4th now, we'll have a sponsor we can thank here in the bottom of the 4th. 4th inning is brought to us by Scoops and Loops, a fantastic new business in downtown Brookings, basically across the street from Ray's Corner. Scoops and Loops, Ava, thank you very much for being a sponsor of the Brookings Cubs here on Saul's Media. Scoops and Loops, they specialize in ice cream and pretzels. A fantastic idea, a great business. They were all sorts of busy last night at that Downtown at Sundown event on Main Avenue in Brookings. Ava had no problems being a sponsor of the Saul's Media broadcast of the Brookings Cubs. Wanted to support home teams, and the Brookings Cubs will certainly fit her bill. Scoops and Loops, man. A great idea. A fun ice cream shop in downtown Brookings. The Loops is the pretzels, so that'll keep her busy, hopefully through the winter as well. I would imagine it does. I'm not sure what other products they have in there. You can find everything that they have. They have a Facebook page. I think you can search whatever menus they might have on there. But Scoops and Loops, man. A fantastic idea. Go in there and get yourself some ice cream on the hot days. We're running out of hot days. You know, August is here. It'll fly by again. High school sports are going to start practicing in a week. First high school football games are the 22nd or that weekend of the 22nd. Maybe some of your guys play on a Thursday. Maybe some of you guys play on a Saturday. Sioux Valley's going to fire up with a 5 p.m. Mountain Time zone game out in Rapid City against St. Thomas More. Now, unfortunately, that is a work weekend for me, so I don't get to make the trek to Rapid City. It just takes too much. That would take 2 days of vacation, probably with a overnight stay as well. It just doesn't logistically make sense. I need those hours to use for the rest of the football season, the rest of the games, and then also through volleyball as well, as in we'll need to take a few hours here and a few hours there. 2 days of vacation, just not a great idea right now. Need those hours through the rest of December. That pitch outside will have 1-1 count for the top of the order. This is Cale Swenson to start the bottom of the fourth for the Baltic River Dogs. Cale Swenson, the center fielder for Baltic. He had a strikeout in the first inning. There is tapped. Ground ball. Kofffel's going to throw that to Logan Anderson. Nice play right there. Good job. Good pickup. And that'll be the 3-1 putout. Logan Anderson, a nice job of covering first base for Justin Koffel as they pick up that ground ball. And we'll have one out. And the number 2 hitter in the lineup coming to the plate. Number 6, Tristan Fitzsimmons. He is the catcher for Baltic. 10 up, 10 down so far for Logan Anderson. After watching Arlen Peters go 6 2/3 perfect in the game number 1 here tonight, Logan Anderson is off to a strong start as well. First pitch to Fitzsimmons outside, 1-0. There's a curveball that comes in, 1-1 count now. Fitzsimmons a call time. Rubbing his eye a little bit. Could have been a bug that came in too close to the face. Now he's ready. Back in the box. Logan Anderson gets his sign. And he will fire. That pitch gets away from Boss. Bounces high into the netting behind the plate. 2-1 to Fitzsimmons. That pitch hits the outside corner. It's been a strike all night long. 2-2 to Fitzsimmons. Ooh, that's going to hit Fitzsimmons right on the hand. Oh, boy. Running gingerly down to first base. Just an inside pitch. They got too far inside and hit Fitzsimmons right on the hand, so he's going to reach on a hit by pitch. I would imagine we're going to take a look at him out there. No, we are not. I think we have a pinch runner heading out there. Fitzsimmons, the catcher, normally to get pinch runners. Number 67, this is Blake Hookie. He will be pinch running for Fitzsimmons on first. Fitzsimmons will try to shake off that. He got hit right in the left hand, left wrist, I think he's pointing at. So hopefully he's okay, the catcher for Baltic. Now at the plate, this is Cooper Perry, the left fielder, number 22. He's the third hitter in the lineup. And that wild pitch is going to let Hookie get down to second base. So a 1-0 count. The only mistake that Logan Anderson has made so far is the hit by pitch on Tristan Fitzsimmons. Wild pitch right after that allows his pinch runner, Blake Hookey, get all the way to second. That is tapped foul down the third baseline. Cooper Perry will have a 1-1 count as he heads back to the box. Logan gets his sign. He'll take a look at the runner and then deliver. That's too low. Bouncing to Noah Buss, 2-1. We're going to have a... Oh, we had an appeal for a check swing. Safe on that, so Cooper Perry will have a 2-1 count. That is Chase McDaniel at short. Good pickup, throw across to Koffel. On-line and in time. Good play. Chase McDaniel at shortstop. That's a 6-3 put out for the second out of the inning. Fitzsimmons pinch runner. That's Blake Hookey. He stays at second base. On the nice pickup by McDaniel. This will be the cleanup hitter, the right fielder. This is number 16, Ray Williams III. In the batter's box now, batting with 2 outs for Baltic. Big swing and a miss there, 0-1. Williams not part of game number 1, so he arrived late to the party in the lineup as the cleanup hitter, and that'll be a ground ball that gets through. Second baseman, that is Jake Ammon, gets out of his glove, and the pinch runner for Fitzsimmons will come all the way around to score. So Blake Hookey is going to score on that. That's the first hit for Baltic in this game. Second hit in this doubleheader. And it's an RBI single for Ray Williams III as the River Dogs get on the board. So with 2 outs, it's now a 2-1 ball game. And the fifth hitter in the Baltic lineup, number 5, John Wilhelmsen, the first baseman for Baltic, at the plate. Breaking ball misses inside, 1-0. 2-1 our score. Bottom of the 4th inning. That is a strike on the outside corner. That has been a strike all night long. Can't be confused or crabby about it now. It's been a strike all night long. Consistent with that call. And there it is again, right there. 1-2 now. Too low. Misses on that. 2-2. Good stop by Noah Buss, keeping Williams at first base. Anderson gets his sign. Will deliver. That's going to be down the right field line. That's Wookie getting over to it and throwing his glove out there and bringing that in. Great play by Tucker Wookie out in right field. Great job of running that down. Wow. Probably saved Williams from scoring from first base on that play. That would have been a triple had it gotten past Wookie. But just a fly out. F9 ends it. Baltic gets 1. 1 hit. Tristan Fitzsimmons was hit by a pitch. His pinch runner came around to score on the single by Williams. So it's a 2-1 ball game as we head to the 5th inning. Two to 1, a lead by the Cubs. Baltic will send Carter Sorensen back on the mound. This is the Legion baseball player from Colton on the Baltic River Dog roster. Coming up for the Cubs, 3, 4, 5 hitters. Arlen Peters, the designated hitter. Miles Reese and Lincoln Vasgard all due up here in the top of the 5th. It's been a beautiful night for baseball. Good temps. I think there's some people down in front of us now with sweatshirts on. A couple of jackets down there. There's an older couple over there that do have a blanket with them. Trying to stay warm, but beautiful night for August 1st baseball. I'm going to try to get us an update on ESPN as we are watching Sorensen warm up out there. The Cleveland Guardians win it in 10 innings over the Twins, 3-2. The Connecticut Sun have held on to beat the New York Liberty. The Connecticut Sun moved to 5-21 in their season now. A 78-62 victory over the Liberty, the defending champs in the W. They're short Brianna Stewart, but there's still plenty of talent on that Liberty team. Not enough as they lose to the Connecticut Sun as they get win number 5 on their season. The Fever hold off the Dallas Wings, an 88-78 victory. Fever now moved to 16-12. Dallas drops to 8-21 on their season. The Phoenix Mercury get beat by 23 tonight by the Atlanta Dream, a team that just knocked off the Lynx about a week ago as well. So the Atlanta Dream coming on. The Chicago Sky, Angel Reese and friends, they get beat by Golden State Valkyries, 73-66 on their game tonight. And the LA Sparks in Seattle, that game just underway. No score in that affair. For Arlen Peters, our designated hitter, he now has a 1-1 count. That was a strike on the outside corner, same strike that's been happening all night long. Too far outside, 2-1. Tapped left side. Noah Hammond picks that up. He'll fire it across to first base. It bounces, but a nice pickup by Wilhelmsen. So a 5-3 putout for out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. Miles Reese coming to the plate. Miles Reese, the cleanup hitter for the Cubs. So far, 2 strikeouts in game number 2. As far as NFL goes, they just had the one game this week, the Hall of Fame game. The Chargers beating the Lions in a preseason affair. For the Minnesota Vikings, I know a lot of you are Vikings fans because, well, we're from here and that's the way it goes. Vikes will start up at home with the Houston Texans coming to town. I believe that's on Saturday. Yes. Game's going to be on the NFL Network, as most preseason games are. Miles Reese is going to follow that off, 1-1 count. With 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Fouls that off down the right field line. Kids chasing after that, 1-2 for Miles Reese. So the Vikings will start on Saturday, August 9th. That is a week from tomorrow. That's game number 1 of their preseason. The Texans coming to town. And how bad do you want to be a bettor in the NFL? I'm just amazed every year that you can see these. There's a line drive past Garber. Outstretched glove. So a nice single by Miles Reese. Cubs have a base runner with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And that'll bring Lincoln Vasgard to the plate. Vasgard with a walk and a ground out so far here in game number 2. Stranded at third base. So as I was saying, preseason football in the NFL, you can bet on anything, apparently, in football and even in preseason games. Vikings are a 2.5-point favorite over the Texans in the first preseason game. There's an over-under if you want to bet for the Houston Texans side. They're plus 110. You can bet. Vegas will put money on anything or allow you to put money on anything. 2-0 now to Vasgard. So the Vikes will have Houston in town. That's game number 1 of their preseason. Try to bring their schedule up. If it'll let me. There we go. That ball gets away from Fitzsimmons. Wild pitch. Miles Reese will reach second base on the wild pitch. Vasgard is now going to be hitting with a 3-0 count, and now a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Those Vikings will have the Texans come to town. Then they'll have the Patriots come to town. That's a noon start on the 16th of August. And then they'll finish up on the road in Nashville, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Lincoln Vasgard. So now runners on first and second with 1 out, and Justin Koffel coming to the plate. He's had a great night at the plate so far. In the first game, Justin Koffel, a double, a single, 2 fielder's choice. He scored 4 times in game number 1, and so far tonight, a walk and a single. He's reached on every plate appearance so far tonight, and scored a run here in game 2. That is an attempted steal. It'll turn into a double steal with a throw down to first base. Miles Reese steals third on the throw. That's when Vasgard moves up to second. So nice aggression on the base pads. Miles Reese steals third. Vasgard races up to second. Now we've got 2 runners in scoring position in a 1-0 count to Justin Koffel. Miles Reese showing his speed. He got a great jump. The infield for Baltic now pulled in. Trying to stop that runner at third from scoring. That's inside. It gets past Fitzsimmons. That's going to allow Miles Reese to come in on the wild pitch, and it's going to be a 3-1 ball game. So Reese scores on the wild pitch. Vasgard over to third. Justin Koffel now hitting with a 2-0 count. Infield still in for the River Dogs. Koffel's going to send that to the left side, picked up by the shortstop. Long throw, a 1 bouncer to first base, and it'll get Koffel in time. So Koffel retired for the first time tonight on the 6-3 putout. Vasgard stayed at third on that throw. So 2 outs now here in the top of the 5th inning. And this will bring Noah Buss, our catcher tonight, to the plate. Batting with 2 outs. Big breaking ball, fisted, and that'll drop. Shortstop is going to have a play, and still a strong throw on the outside of second base. Wow, Noah Buss thrown out on a blooper that's picked up on 1 bounce, and Buss can't get to first. Great play by Dalton Garbers at short for the Baltic River Dogs. Wow. It's a blooper that dropped beyond second base. Garbers got all the way over to it, and a strong throw to first gets the ground out. So officially a 6-3 ground out number 3. But the Cubs get 1 more. 1 run, 1 left on. No errors, 1 hit, and it's now a 3-1 ball game as we move to the bottom of the 5th. And our 5th inning sponsor, the Man Cave Barbershop. A fantastic barbershop just across the street from Bob Sheldon Field here on South Madary. Alicia and friends will take care of you. Bring the kids, bring the family. Everyone can get a fantastic haircut by one of the best barbers in town, Alicia Springer. Thank you for being a sponsor of Saul's Media and these Cubs broadcasts through the summertime. She also helps out with the Sioux Valley broadcast, as that is my regular play-by-play gig, broadcasting for the Cossacks over in Sioux Valley. So Man Cave Barbershop, a big part of that. Thank you for being a sponsor. Thank you for believing in Saul's Media. She's been one of the originals to sponsor the Saul's Media broadcasts. And we will continue that relationship for sure. Alicia, a great friend and a great barber. Great hair cutter. Fun to talk to. Always a good story. Stop on down the Man Cave Barbershop right across the street from Bob Sheldon Field. We move to the bottom of the fifth. A 3-1 lead for the Cubs. Logan Anderson back out to pitch the fifth inning. Ooh, here we got updates. AJ trying to get us some updates on some of the other Class A scores out there. It's kind of what we did about an inning and a half ago of getting you some sort of update on the Class A ball out there. He's using his Game Changer app abilities as well to get to about the same spot that I got to about an inning and a half ago. So for the Baltic River Dogs, for the bottom of the fifth inning, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters. This is Dalton Garbers, who just made 2 great plays at shortstop to get out of that mess in the top of the fifth inning. Dalton Garbers, Noah Hammond, and Bo Keith all due up for Baltic here in the bottom of the fifth. Logan Anderson is going to start with a ball a little low. Noah Buss trying to stretch some things out there, I think. Long night of catching for him. That may have bounced and caught him as well. Hit him in the leg, maybe. He's been battling back there. Well, that's a check swing that was called a strike, I believe. Yes, 1-1. To Dalton Garbers. Shortstop for Baltic. Big swing and a miss there, 1-2. Garber's a big kid. Good size as a shortstop. Just hasn't had any luck against these pitchers for the Brookings Cubs tonight. Arlen Peters was an absolute gem in the first game. Now Logan Anderson following that up with a pretty nice performance through 4 innings so far. Garbers will foul that off. Count's going to stay at 1-2. Garbers the leadoff hitter for the Baltic River Dogs here in the bottom of the fifth. Again, in Game 2, we switched things around as far as home team and visiting team. So the Cubs are the visiting team on their home field. The Division Series rules. That pitch too high. Also too high on the return as Logan Anderson's got to work just to get the ball back to his glove. 2-2 now, the count. Logan will get his sign that he's looking for. And he fires and gets a big swing and a miss. It was caught, not dropped. Garbers took off, but it's just going to be a strikeout as Buss brought that in. Another strikeout for Logan Anderson. That's one out here in the fifth. For Anderson, that is strikeout number 5. It's been a couple innings, but that'll bring Noah Hammond to the plate, the third baseman for the Baltic River Dogs. He'll be hitting with 1 out. Big swing and a miss there, 0-1. You can see the haze underneath these outfield lights. That is the Canadian wildfire smoke that is rolling down. We had a north breeze earlier in the day, so that brought that wildfire smoke into South Dakota. Anderson now 1-1 against Hammond. But you can see it, the haze through the lights there. So there is some air quality issues happening here. 1-2 now to Hammond. I did see some stories on Twitter through the Star Tribune that northern Minnesota is really dealing with some air quality issues up there. One and two to Hammond. That has been a strike all night long. There is another strikeout. You can't crab about it. It's been a strike all night long. He's been consistent with it. Strikeout number 6 for Logan Anderson. That'll bring Bo Keith, the designated hitter for Baltic here in game number 2. Bo Keith. Lefty. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 3-1 lead for the Cubs. Baltic still hitless here in game number 2, but they do have a run come across. As it was Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher, who was hit by a pitch, and then his pinch runner was able to come around and score after a single and a wild pitch. Noah Buss limping out to get that ball in front of home plate. Noah has been beat up behind the plate in game number 2. But officially an 0-1 count. Beat up, could be cramping. Life is different in amateur ball. Logan's going to miss on that pitch. A 1-1 count to Bo Keith. Too low. 2-1 is the count now to Bo Keith. Logan Anderson will get his sign. Heard something from the dugout there, smiling at those guys. Logan readies himself. 2-1 count. And a big swing and a miss there, 2-2. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Logan Anderson can get out of this inning. He's got 2 strikeouts already, up to 6 for his count. Logan delivers. Big swing and a miss, and that is a snapper. Mow him down inning. Thank you, Minnesota Twins Radio Network from a long time ago. The 7th strikeout for Logan Anderson. It's a 1-2-3 inning, all strikeouts, and we will move to the top of the 6th inning for the Brookings Cubs. 8-9, top of the order. Tucker Wookie, Jake Ammon, and Henry Hamrick. All due up here in the 6th. New pitcher for the Baltic River Dogs. Let's see if I can't get you a number here. When they were here a couple of weeks ago, their relief pitching was not great. So this is going to be number 1. This is Kobe Scott. The new pitcher for the River Dogs, replacing Carter Sorensen, who went through 5 innings, only gave up the 3 runs and only 4 hits, so a nice job by the Legion baseball player out of Colton. But now he'll be lifted for a relief pitcher, and I believe that Carter Sorensen is not on the field, so just a replacement of pitcher. He does not replace anyone out in the outfield or infield or anything like that. So new pitcher. We'll see how Kobe Scott can do against these Brookings Cubs, facing the 8-9 hitters and then the top of the order after that. First game moved along pretty quickly. 6 innings. We're about an hour and a half into our second game. Once again, it's a doubleheader tonight. If we need a Game 3 deciding game, it'll be tomorrow night right here at Bob Sheldon Field at 7 o'clock is the scheduled time. Cubs took Game 1 in a 10-0 run rule victory in 7 innings. Arlen Peters was an absolute gem. Goes 6 2/3 perfect, and then gives up a hit, but struck out the batter right after that. Complete 7, and then the Cubs scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to get up by 10. That is Tucker Wookie, who's going to start the 6th inning with a hit. Single to left field. Tucker having a nice night. That is his first hit in game number 2 here. He's got a walk, and he reached on an error, but he did score after reaching on an error. In the first game, Tucker had single, a sac fly, and a fly out, so his 3rd hit of the night. Tucker having a good night at the plate. So with nobody out, that'll bring Jake Ammon to the plate with his teammate on first. First pitch is a bouncer, so ball 1. Kobe Scott, the new pitcher for Baltic, on the mound. He'll take a look at Wookie at first base and then deliver. Big swing and a miss by Jake there, 1-1. Jake on his night is 1 for 2 in game number 2, a single and a fly out. In the first game, he had a single, a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and a fly out. So he's got 2 hits on his night. He's going to watch ball 2 right there. Wook on first base does have some speed, so he could be a threat to steal. Breaking ball inside, 3-1 to Jake Ammon. Not really a good time to steal with a 3-1 count. Big swing and a miss, full count. Jake Ammon, a little bit mad at himself. That was up high. Probably would have been ball 4. Tapped his helmet after swinging through that, knowing what he did. Counts full. And that's the strike on the outside corner. It has been all night long. Another strikeout victim on that corner. Strikeout is out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. That'll bring the top of the order to the plate. This is Henry Hamrick. Number 0, he's our center fielder. He has not been enjoying his plate appearances tonight. Game number 2, he's got a fly out to second base, the tapper to first base, unassisted, and then a sac fly to left field. So he did get an RBI there, but a tough first game for Hammer and Hank. He'll foul his first pitch off over the Cubs dugout, 0-1. Big shot there into the left field gap. It's dove on, but gets past the glove. So that'll be a single, his first hit of the night. Gets past Cooper Perry on the dive. Tucker Wookie up to second. Hammer and Hank gets his first hit of the night. And we'll have 2 runners on with Chase McDaniel coming to the plate. Chase McDaniel, the shortstop, big left-handed hitting shortstop. We've got a time by the umpire as Hammer and Hank trying to get some pads off of himself. Just throws him to the first baseman, first base coach's box. I can't speak, apparently, anymore. Doubleheader's too much for me. First pitch misses to McDaniel, 1-0. That also misses. 2-0 now. Big left-handed hitting shortstop's got a 2-0 count and 2 runners on. Another opportunity for the Cubs. Just check swing through that. That'll be strike 1, a 2-1 count now for Chase McDaniel. Too far outside. 3-1. So Chase will make sure that this is a good pitch. Otherwise, the walk's going to load the bases here. And it's too low and outside, and it does load the bases after the walk. So loaded up now for Arlen Peters, our star of the night. Tucker to third, Hammer and Hank to second, Chase McDaniel to first on the walk, and Arlen Peters, the designated hitter. He'll step up to the plate with 1 out, and the bases loaded for the Cubs. Cubs won Game 1. If they win Game 2 here, they're going to win the North Division and punch their ticket to a state tournament. This is an opportunity to bust this game open. It's a 3-1 lead for the Cubs right now. A hit here to the gap would bust this thing wide open. Big swing and a miss by AP. 1-1 now. Took a big cut at it. That pitch outside. Good job of holding up on that. 2-1. AP with the pitching gem in Game 1. 18 strikeouts in his 7 innings. That's a strike on the outside corner. Been called all night long. Now it's 2-2 to AP. 2-2 with 1 out. Bases juiced. Cubs with a big opportunity here. Kobe Scott just trying to pitch out of it. That pitch high and inside. Count goes to full. That pitch bounces. That'll be a bases loaded walk. So Tucker Wookie will come in to score. Arlen Peters gets the RBI. Hammer and Hank to third. Chase McDaniel to second. Arlen Peter walks. AP. 2 walks in a row for Kobe Scott, the pitcher for Baltic, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Miles Reese, now hitting with 1 out, and the bases loaded. Baltic catcher, Tristan Fitzsimmons, out to talk to Kobe Scott. Talking strategy, maybe some signage. Miles Reese on his night, he does have a single and scored. He's 1 for 3 in game number 2 with 2 strikeouts. In the first game, had the solo home run shot in the second inning. 2 more strikeouts and a walk, so he was 1 for 3 in the first game. 1 for 3 in game number 2. But a big opportunity here. With a 4-1 lead, base load with 1 out. That is tapped foul over the netting and the press box. 0-1. There's some kids left around here. They'll chase down that foul ball, bring that back to the concession stand for their 50-cent reward. Miles Reese hitting with an 0-1 count. Bases are juiced. Too far outside, 1-1. Big swing and a miss there. 1-2 now. Scott fooled him on that pitch. 1-2. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. That pitch too high. 2-2. A golden opportunity here. Bases loaded. 1 out. Reese, the cleanup hitter. We'll watch that. Too far outside. It brings the count to full. Kobe Scott's going to have to give Miles Reese a pitch here. or it'll be the third walk in a row and bring another run in. And that's what it is. 3 walks in a row, bases still loaded. Another run comes in, 5-1 score now as Hammer and Hank trots in. Chase McDaniel to third, AP to second. Miles Reese reaches first on the third consecutive walk. Kobe Scott having some control issues. So now the fifth hitter in the lineup, this is Lincoln Vasgard, our third baseman here in game number 2. He'll come to the plate with bases loaded and 1 out. He is going to tap that foul. That's going to go over the Cubs dugout. 0-1. Vasgard on his game 2 performance. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks so far. In game number 1, he had a double and a single and then a couple of flyouts, so he does have some hits on his night. That pitch misses. 1-1. Vasgard with bases loaded. Tapped foul into the netting, 1-2. Kobe Scott delivers. Lifted. Pop up. Drifting out of play. And that'll go over the dugout near the concession stand. Kids converge on the foul ball. Someone got it. Landed right in front of the concession stand there. So 4 kids converged. Somebody got it. 1-2 to Vasgard. Inside, he swings on it. That's popped up here in the infield. This is Noah Hammond, the third baseman, getting underneath it, and he will bring that in. So a pop-up. Out number 2. Bases are still loaded. And that'll bring Justin Koffel to the plate. Koffel in game number 2 here has a single, a ground out, and a walk. So he's 1 for 2 in game number 2. Koffel with a double and a single and 2 fielder's choices. He scored 4 times in game number 1. Koffel having a nice night at the plate. This is opportunity. Third, fourth hitter in a row that's had bases loaded coming to the plate. Koffel lifts that drifting foul. Cooper Perry will watch that bounce into the bullpen area in the left field corner. 1-1 for Justin Koffel. Too high. 2-1. Way outside. 3-1 to Koffel. Hitter's pitch now. Kobe Scott's going to have to give him something. Or it's going to be the 4th walk of the inning, and the Koffel lifts that. Drifting foul again, just past the bullpen out in the left field corner. Kids are going to run that down, sprinting down all the way. Now a full count with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Justin Koffel just needs to straighten one out here. Inside, he still swings at it. Would have been ball 4, but got a piece of it. Stays alive. Count will stay full. Base is still juiced. 2 outs. Koffel swings at an inside pitch again. Fouls it off into the netting. Count will stay full once again. Kobe Scott on the mound for the River Dogs. Trying to fight through this jam that he put himself in. And that'll be way outside. Another walk with the bases loaded, and it's going to be 6-1. Cubs slowly pulling away. Chase McDaniel scores. Arlen Peters to third. Miles Reese to second. And Koffel reaches on a base on balls. The fourth walk in the inning. This is kind of the thing that did the Baltic River Dogs under when they were here in Brookings about 2 weeks ago. Was a relief pitcher that came in and just could not control anything and allowed 8 runs to score in the 7th. This is now Noah Buss. He's being pinch hit for. Number 21, this is Logan Anderson at the plate, batting for Noah Buss. So the catcher, who was limping, has been pinch hit for. Going to be a 3-1 count to Logan Anderson now, hitting with the bases loaded. It's been 4 walks so far in this inning. Logan Anderson pinch hitting for his catcher. And he will walk. Another run comes in, 7-1 now. Arlen Peters trots home. Miles Reese to third. Koffel to second, and that was Logan Anderson hitting for his catcher, the 5th walk of the inning. And this will be the 10th batter to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. This will be Tucker Wookie, and we've got a meeting on the mound. Trying to get Kobe Scott to get something working here. So Tucker Wookie will come to the plate for the 2nd time in the inning. He did have a single to start off the 6th inning, scored later on I believe it was a bases-loaded walk. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks in the inning. So, big meeting on the mound. Umpires are trying to break it up. We are moving some defensive people around. I think Kobe Scott's relief appearance is done. Not sure on the replacements. This might be John Wilhelmsen coming in to pitch. He's switched out his gloves. So the manager, number 5, appears that he is going to be heading to the mound. To do that, they've got to switch around some position players. Yeah, it will be Wilhelmsen that is going to get some warm-up pitches. And he will be the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Baltic River Dogs. Looks like over to first base, that'll be Noah Hammond. Heading out to right field is Bo Keith. Williams will now move, I believe, to third base. Just trying to figure out the defensive subs as well. But this is John Wilhelmsen. This is the manager of the Baltic River Dogs, getting some warm-up pitches in before his relief appearance.
Defense changes for Baltic. Now pitching number 5, John Wilhelmsen. In right field is number 8, Bo Keith. At first base, number 30, Noah Hammond. At third base, number 16, Ray Williams.
Okay, so we've got our pitcher all warmed up, ready to go. John Wilhelmsen will now take over relief duties for the Baltic River Dogs. Colby Scott came in and walked 5, gave up 4 runs. The bases are still juiced with 2 outs, and Tucker Wookie will get his second at bat of the 6th inning. His single was the starter of the 6th inning. Wilhelmsen will start with a ball against Tucker, but the bases are still loaded. It's now a 7-1 lead for the Cubs. Wookie's going to foul that off into the netting, 1-1. So a lot of guys have had opportunities here. It's been all walks to bring in runs while the bases have been loaded. Wilhelmsen too high, 2-1 to Tucker Wookie. The base is still loaded. You can still get that hit that's going to score 2 at least. It's deep and far enough. You can get all 3 of them in. That pitch too high, 3-1 now. Winner of this game, if it's the Cubs, it's going to win the North Division. If Baltic comes back to win this, that is 3-2. That was a strike on that outside corner. So a full count now with bases loaded. If Baltic comes back to win this, we're going to have a Game 3 that's going to be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here at Bob Sheldon Field. That is another walk. Another run coming in. It's 8-1. Miles Reese scores. Koffel over to third. That is Logan Anderson at second, and Tucker is going to walk the 6th walk of this 6th inning, and that'll bring Jake Ammon to the plate with the bases loaded still. So as I was saying, is that if the Cubs can close this out, they're going to win the North Division and punch their ticket to a state tournament that'll start up in Aberdeen next weekend. If Baltic comes back to... Ooh, there's the hit. Down the right side. 1 run in. 2nd run coming around. And that is going to do it. We're going to have runners on 1st and 2nd. But 2 runs come in. It's 10-1. Jake Ammon with the single. Koffel comes in to score. Logan Anderson around from 2nd, and that'll be Tucker Wookie that stops at 2nd. Ammon's on 1st, and we'll have the top of the order coming back. Henry Hamrick in the batter's box against John Wilhelmsen. That first pitch, too high, 1-0. Sorry, that first pitch was a strike. So 1-1 now. There we go. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. To Hammer and Hank. He's had a tough night at the plate in these 2 games, but he did get a hit and has scored in his last at bat. Now getting his 2nd at bat in the 6th inning. That pitch way outside, gets away from Fitzsimmons. That's going to allow the runners to move up to 2nd and 3rd. So Tucker Wookie to 3rd, Jake Ammon to 2nd. And it'll be a 2-2 count with 2 outs and now 2 runners in scoring position for Henry Hamrick. Lifted, right side. Long run for the first baseman. He reaches back. It goes in and out of his glove as he kind of reached back for it. That was Noah Hammond, who's been playing third base all night long. Now he's on first base because of some defensive replacements. And he overran that a tad and had to reach back to try to get it pop up into the glove, and it came out of his glove as he was falling backwards. So new life for Henry Hamrick at the batter's box. And Hamrick will swing through that. So after a long top of the 6th, it ends with a 10-1 lead by the Brookings Cubs. 7 runs on 3 hits. 1, 2, 3 hits right there. So Hammer and Hank had one. Tucker had one. Jake Ammon had a big one with bases loaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 walks for the combined pitchers of Kobe Scott and John Wilhelmsen. 7 runs come across as the Brookings Cubs take a commanding lead here in game number 2, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. The 6th inning brought to us by Brookings Engraving, a fantastic business downtown Brookings, right across the street from Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. Your home for all Brookings Bobcats apparel. They were happy about downtown at sundown last night as well. Their shop was open, inviting people to come on down, get all of their Bobcat apparel as needed. So Arlen Peter gets rid of his designated hitter status. He will now be behind the plate as Noah Buss apparently hurt himself enough where he's going to call it a night. So Arlen Peters, after the pitching gem in game number 1, will now put on all the catching gear. Logan Anderson still on the mound for the Brookings Cubs. It's a 10-1 lead. Anderson still pitching officially a no-hitter. He did make the one mistake, but the hit by pitch, that guy came around to score. And I called it a hit in my book, but AJ did not. He's the official scorekeeper. There's a hit. That is a single into center field. That was Braxton Allen with a single to right center. So the Baltic River Dogs are going to have a runner on base. So Brookings Engraving, thank you for sponsoring the 6th inning. Thank you for being a sponsor of the Sauls Media broadcast of the Cubs. And thanks for being a great business downtown, man. Zach Bartles and friends, they got all the Bobcat gear that you need for all the Bobcat events that you're going to get to this year. So great business in Brookings, right across the street from Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. That throw over gets away from Koffel. Braxton Allen rounding second. He's going to try for third, long throw, and he will be in safely. Throw not in time. So the throw over gets Braxton Allen all the way to third base as the throw over gets away from Justin Koffel. So the River Dogs, down 10-1, now have a runner on third base after their first hit of the ballgame. Logan Anderson with a long rest. It was a long top of the 6th. Trying to get back into the swing of things, back into the rhythm of things after that long break for his pitching arm. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. This is the top of the order now. This is Cale Swenson at the plate for the River Dogs. And that'll be a strikeout. That strikeout by Logan Anderson is strikeout number 8 on his night. I'm going to bring up the second hitter in the lineup for the Baltic River Dogs. This is Tristan Fitzsimmons, their catcher. Breaking ball comes in for a strike. 0-1 to Fitzsimmons. To Fitzsimmons. Logan Anderson still in control on the mound. That pitch too high. 1-2. Baltic finally has a runner to get to third, although Fitzsimmons had a pinch runner that got all the way around to score the one run. But that was a couple innings ago. There's a strikeout on that outside corner. That is out number 2 here in game number 2 of the bottom of the 6th. For Logan Anderson, that is his 9th strikeout tonight, and that'll bring the 3rd hitter in the lineup for Baltic, Cooper Perry, the left fielder, to the plate, hitting with a man on 3rd. He will watch strike 1 get called. All these River Dogs have had tough nights at the plate. Only the one hit in game number 1 by Arlen Peters, pitching a gem. Now Logan Anderson having his way with him as well. That check swing called safe, so no, he did not go through the zone. 1-1 for Cooper Perry. That pitch blocked by Arlen Peters, but the check swing meant he went around, throws his bat down. He now doesn't want to say anything stupid here. The field umpire said that his check swing didn't go far enough. Perry showing the home plate umpire how far his bat went, trying to explain. That pitch just misses on that outside corner, 2-2. That pitch has been called a strike all night long. That was just too far out there. Fastball swung on. Chase McDaniel's going to pick that up at shortstop. Long throw in time. No! Runner's called safe. He beats it out. So Braxton Allen will come in to score on the infield single by Cooper Perry. River Dogs get run number 2 on the board. So with 2 outs and a run in, Ray Williams III, now the 3rd baseman for Baltic. He'll come to the plate. He is the cleanup hitter for the River Dogs. Ray Williams III. There's that strike on that outside corner all night long. Ooh, right back up to the chute. Logan Anderson's got to get out of the way of that. Williams almost decapitates him. Another single for the River Dogs. Back-to-back hits by Cooper Perry and Ray Williams III. And that'll bring 2 runners on with 2 outs. And John Wilhelmsen coming to the plate, the new pitcher for Baltic. On for his relief appearance for Kobe Scott, who did nothing but walk people, essentially. Give up a hit and a bunch of walks and a bunch of runs. And it was Wilhelmsen that moved kind of some defenders around as the manager and came in to pitch and finish off that 6th inning. He gave up a couple as well. Now he'll hit for the River Dogs with 2 men on and 2 outs. We've got a 1-0 count. That first pitch misses. That pitch too low. 2-0. Big swing and a miss. 2-1. Wilhelmsen misses the fastball. Logan squeezes that by him. Outside, 3-1. Foul back into the netting. That'll fill the count. 3-2. Full count with 2 men on. These runners are going to be moving. Anderson delivers. Fouled over the Cubs dugout. Whatever kids are left are chasing it down. Count's going to stay full. With 2 outs, runners will be on the move once again. Logan Anderson has his sign. He will deliver. Inside, a walk by Logan Anderson. That's going to load him up. Cooper Perry to third. Ray Williams the third. He'll be at second base. And John Wilhelmsen, the walk to load him up. That'll bring Dalton Garbers, the shortstop, to the plate. First real threat that Baltic's had all night long. That's been a strike all night long. Start with an 0-1 count. Just keep hitting that corner. Too high on that. 1-1. Logan with a good pitch there. It gets that past Garbers. 1-2 with 2 outs. Bases loaded for Baltic. Anderson trying to get out of this with minimal damage. And we'll get the strikeout on the outside corner just like that. Nice job of pitching. Logan Anderson fights out of the jam. Doesn't allow too much to come around. One does score. But Dalton Garbers with his second strikeout of this second game will end the 6th inning. And we will move to the top of the 7th. For Logan Anderson, that is now strikeout number 10 on his night. The Baltic River Dogs now have 2 runs on their scoreboard, 3 hits now to go with the 1 error. For Brookings, they've got 10 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors of their own. And coming up here in the 7th inning for the Brookings Cubs, it'll be the 2-3-4 hitters, Chase McDaniel, Arlen Peters, and Miles Reese. Due up here in the top of the 7th. 7th inning brought to us by Hometown Service and Tire. I'm going to get that in right now in case we have another run rule event. Hometown Tire and Service, downtown. Brookings, man, a fantastic car shop, repair shop, I guess I should say. If you need tires, engine repair, whatever you need, they'll get you back on the road as well. Hometown Service and Tire, downtown Brookings. Thank you for being a sponsor of the Salt Media broadcasts of the Brookings Cubs. Tim's a good dude, man. I got 2 great repair shops that I can rely on, and that's something. It's good to have trusted mechanics. Especially with the car I got, man. Seems like something broke once a month here during the summer. I had to do a serpentine belt. I had to do new tires in the back. Oh, my God. Car's been expensive through the summertime. Chase McDaniel at the plate. He'll start with a 1-0 count. Top of the 7th here for the Cubs. That is going to be fouled deep and out of play over the Baltic River Dog dugout. We have passed the 10 o'clock hour now, 10:01 on our Friday night. That is a tapper to short, and it goes over the glove of Garbers. Not the best effort at shortstop there. Chase McDaniel will reach first on the E6. Went right over the glove at shortstop as Garbers was moving to his left, and it bounced right over his glove. That'll bring our new catcher to the plate. This is number 15, Arlen Peters. As we've passed the 10 o'clock hour, my brain is starting to shut down. Not what you want to hear out of your play-by-play man. I'm having a hard time talking. 0-1 to AP. Chase McDaniel on first. Tapper right side. That'll be brought in by Noah Hammond. Covered is Wilhelmsen that'll get over first base. So Noah Hammond flips to the pitcher. Officially, that is going to be a 3-1 1 put out. Chase McDaniel moves up to second base on the ground out. Miles Reese coming to the plate. 1 out now for the Cubs. Miles Reese, the cleanup hitter, hitting in the 4 spot. We'll start with a 2-0 count. Sorry, 1-1 as we fix our scoreboard there. Reese swings through that, 1-2. Big shot left third base. That's Williams that'll pick that up. Strong throw. Williams got a glove on it, bobbled it a little bit, but a strong arm on the throw over to first base. The 5-3 put out brings 2 outs for the Cubs. Way to recover on that. Ray Williams the third. Lincoln Vasgard coming to the plate, our third baseman for game number 2 here. He'll start with an 0-1 count. That's that strike on the outside corner all night long. McDaniel still hanging out on second base. Too high. 1-1. Vasgard with a big cut. Misses, though. 1-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. 10-2, a big lead by the Brookings Cubs. Trying to add to it. That's inside. 2-2. Too far off the corner. That's going to be a full count now for Lincoln Vasgard. Full count with 2 outs. McDaniel will be on the move. Wilhelmsen thought he had that strike. Was kind of moving off the mound. Now he'll fire it full. Vasgard's going to foul that off over the Cubs dugout. Vasgard's still alive in this at-bat. And that pitch gets away. It's a walk for Vasgard. Chase McDaniel will move to third on the wild pitch. Vasgard walks. Just had a very large plane go over the field, making a lot of engine noise. So it's going to be runners on the corners for the Cubs once again with 2 outs. Coming to the plate, Justin Koffel has had a great night at the plate. Runners on the corners are 2 out. For the Cubs to try to get that run rule in play, they're going to have to get up by 10 and then hold Baltic off in the bottom of an inning. Opportunity here, though. Runners on the corner was 2 outs. Justin Koffel, a hot hitter tonight. He's going to start with an 0-1 count. Right up the middle. Great stop by Wilhelmsen. Puts his glove on the mound, and the ball went right into it. That'll be a 1-3 put out, and that's going to end the threat here in the 7th. For the Cubs. 1, 3, 3. Oh, we did not call that an error at shortstop. AJ called that a hit. We'll call it a hit. Yeah. All right. Well, 1 hit. 2 left on. A walk. No errors there, I guess. And we move to the bottom of the 7th inning And since we already did our 7th inning sponsor, we're going to thank a couple of guys that we didn't get to thank in the first game. Nick's Hamburgers, the legendary hamburger spot in downtown Brookings, a tradition in the downtown Brookings area since 1929. Get on down to Nick's, man. Buy them by the bag. Fantastic burgers down there. Speaking of traditions, another tradition of the downtown Brookings area. Man, Nick's has been a staple. Great burgers forever. Get on down there. Buy them by the bag. Thank you for being a sponsor of the Saul's Media broadcasts of the Cubs for the summertime. New pitcher for the Brookings Cubs. Number 3, this is Jake Ammon, who will move from his second base position to pitcher. That puts Tucker Wookie. Wookie's going to play second. Logan Anderson will move over to first base, sorry. McDaniel still at short. And Vasgard still at third. Looks like Koffel is out in right field. Yeah. Justin Koffel moves out to right, so that is I think that's the last defensive position we need to change there. New pitcher, Jake Ammon, trying to close this out for the Baltic River Dogs. They'll have the 7, 8, 9 hitters come to the plate. Noah Hammond, Bo Keith, and Braxton Allen. Jake Ammon will start with a strike here in the bottom of the 7th. Cubs just trying to close this out now. There's another strike on the inside corner. 0-2 to Noah Hammond. Hammond's been a strong arm this whole season. Big fastball there. Kind of overjuiced it. That bounced to Arlen Peters behind the plate. 1-2. Slapped down the right field line into the right field bullpen. So just a foul ball there. Koffel tried to run it down. Now he'll get back to his position, and Noah Hammond's ready for the next pitch here from Jake Ammon. Too low on that outside pitch. That's been a called strike for the whole evening. Not there. 2-2. Slapped past a diving Logan Anderson at first base. So Hammond's going to reach first on a single. And that'll bring Bo Keith to the plate for the Baltic River Dogs. Nobody out and one man on.
Number 8, the right fielder, Bo Keith.
Bo Keith. Ground out and a strikeout so far tonight. Big fastball inside, big swing, misses. 0-1. Fastball bounces. 1-1 to Keith. Nobody out and a man on first for the River Dogs. It's a big 10-2 lead for the Brookings Cubs. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs won game 1. It's a best of 3 series. So if the Cubs can finish this off with the big lead, they are going to punch their ticket to the state tournament starting in Aberdeen next weekend. Jake Ammon, who's been a solid pitcher all season long, in on a relief appearance here. Trying to close everything out. Too low. 3-1. Throw to first. Keeping Hammond honest. He's shaking his head as he... Hammond's like, I ain't going nowhere. You ain't got to throw over here. Slap foul right into the dugout of the Baltic River Dogs. Out of the way, boys. Everyone's okay. That foul ball fills the count, though. 3-2. Nobody out. Noah Hammond, apparently not a threat to steal on first base. I ain't going nowhere. Jake Hammond gets his sign. He will deliver. Big strikeout. Nice job, Jake Hammond. Fighting through that. Gets the strikeout. Bo Keith becomes strikeout victim number 11 on the night for game number 2. And that'll bring up the 9th hitter in the lineup. This is Braxton Allen, the second baseman. He singled and scored in the last inning. Fouled back into the netting, 0-1. Breaking ball fools the kid. This is another Legion player from Colton with the jersey he's wearing. Ducks out of the way. Curveball comes in. It's 0-2 count as that breaking ball came in for a strike. And the swing through it. Another strikeout for Jake Ammon. 2 down now. Strikeout number 12 on the night for the Cubs pitchers. And that'll get the top of the order to the plate. This is number 88, Cale Swanson.
Number 88, the center fielder, Cale Swanson.
0 for 3 on his second game. As Logan Anderson had his way with this lineup for most of the game. Now Jake Ammon in to try to close things out. That's going to be hit right up the middle. Good single by Swanson. I'll bring 2 guys on for the Baltic River Dogs here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. Noah Hammond up to second. Good single by Swanson, and it's the 2-hitter lineup. This is Tristan Fitzsimmons, number 6. He is the catcher for Baltic. He took out the rest of his catching gear to step into the batter's box now. Two men on for Baltic. First pitch misses, 1-0. Fitzsimmons is going to call time. Something with his ankle protector. Felt something weird there. Now he's all straightened out. Ammon fires outside. That's a wild pitch. Gets away from Peters. Both runners are going to advance now, so we'll have runners on second and third for Baltic. Pitches outside, 2-0. Hammond to third. Swanson to second. Tristan Fitzsimmons will now be hitting with 2 outs and 2 men in scoring position. Doubleheader seems like it's starting to wear on every player out there. That's a good pitch, though, 2-1. Hammond still battling. Cubs are just trying to stay motivated out there. It's a big lead. Now you just got to close it out. That is a tapper, and that's going to be picked up by second baseman, so no damage done. The fly out to Tucker Wookie at second base is out number 3. We move to the top of the 8th. Once again, the Brookings Cubs can force a run rule type of situation if they can score 2 runs here and then hold off the Baltic River Dogs. For Brookings, they're going to have the 7, 8, 9 hitters come to the plate. This will be Logan Anderson, Tucker Wookie, and Jake Ammon coming to the plate, or at least scheduled to come to the plate. So a fun night here at Bob Sheldon Field. Fans still hanging around, still taking in all the action they can. They are a little bit more bundled up now than what they were to start the game. There are some fans that are starting to trickle out. The talkers that were sitting right underneath my window have taken off, so I can... Oh, no, they haven't. They're still underneath my window. Never mind. Some of their friends left. What up?
I keep having to text our guys and say, hey, you realize we have no subs, so don't be stupid and get tossed.
Come on, let's make it interesting. Why not? 10 to 2. Tell them to send a text or something, get them 2 runs on, and let's get out of here.
That works too. I don't know how it works. I mean, I don't think you can finish a game with 8, so.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah. So the River Dogs back out. They take the field. That'll still be John Wilhelmsen still on the mound for the River Dogs. Now, look, a run rule situation can be in play, but the Cubs are going to have to bring 2 runs across to make that happen. 10 after, what is it, 10 after 6, 10 after 7, whatever it is. I mean, the Cubs are the top of the innings, so they'd still have to hold off the Baltic River Dogs in the bottom of those innings. But if you want to get that run rule in play and get out of here a little bit earlier, as we're passing the 10:20 mark of this doubleheader, game number 2 is starting to drag on a little bit. Sometimes baseball does that, and this will be Logan Anderson to start the 8th inning for the Cubs. First pitch misses. That pitch fouled off over the Cubs bullpen. Tracking into the Little League fields over there. 1-1 to Logan Anderson. That's that outside corner. 1-2 now. Slapped down the line in right field and just wide of the foul line. Good pickup by the fan in the front row there as it bounced right into the front row of fans. Count's going to stay at 1-2. Anderson will follow another one off over the concession stand. A couple of kids running that down. Wilhelmsen still our pitcher for Baltic. But he's had control problems as well. That misses wide, 2-2. That pitch too wide. Full count now for Logan Anderson. Leading off the 8th inning for the Brookings Cubs. It's a 10-2 lead. Logan Anderson's going to send that to center field. That's a long run, and it'll drop in front of Swanson out there. So a leadoff single here in the 8th inning. Logan Anderson reaches, and it'll be Tucker Wookie coming to the plate, who's got a single, 2 walks, and reached on an error. He scored twice in this game number 2. Had a nice first game as well. Wookie having a nice night at the plate. Wilhelmsen misses inside. 1-0 to start to Wook. Logan Anderson, a threat to steal. Throw over. He dives back in. Threat to steal, but he probably shouldn't with an 8-run lead, right? Unless Brookings really wants to get out of here. That pitch inside. 2-0. That's just not nice baseball, right? But it's the playoff time, so you do whatever you can to win. I don't know. They're one of those unwritten rules in baseball. That pitch inside enough that it taps Wookie, and he will reach on a hit by pitch. So now runners on first and second. Anderson up to second base. Tucker Wookie hit by pitch to reach first. 2 men on, the first 2 batters in this 8th inning. And now our new pitcher, Jake Ammon, coming to the plate. He'll hit with nobody out and 2 men on. Just mentioned that if you want to get that run rule into play here, 2 Cubs got to come around. And then you got to hold off Baltic in the bottom of the half of the inning. But the first 2 batters that come to the plate in the 8th inning reach. So off to a good start. That's that outside corner. That has been a strike all night long, 0-1. Top of the zone, strike 2. Big strikeout. Jake Ammon down on 3 pitches. Ammon. So 1 out now. Top of the order coming. Henry Hamrick coming to the plate. I think it's safe to say he's had a frustrating night at the plate. Not a great first game. He does have a hit here in the second game and scored a run. But he has been frustrated all night long. First pitch is too high. 1-0 to Hammer and Hank. It's going to hit that outside corner. 1-1. Too far out. 2-1. Good eye so far. Big swing and a miss that drops Hammer and Hank to a 1 knee. Swinging out of his shoes. 2-2 to Hamrick. Teammates on first and second. 1 down here in the top of the 8th. Way too far out. Full count. That pitch too high. That'll walk, the bases loaded with 1 out. Logan Anderson at third. Wook to second. Hammer and Hank. The base on balls. Bases are loaded with 1 out, and Chase McDaniel coming to the plate, the big left-hander. He'll slap 1 foul over the Baltic dugout. 0-1. That pitch too low. 1-1. Chase McDaniel, 2 walks, a single. Oh, a line drive caught by Wilhelmsen at the mound. Or a bouncer, sorry. That'll be the 2 runs that score. So it's not a run rule yet. Got to hold off Baltic. That was a bouncer to Wilhelmsen. I thought he caught the line try. Sorry. So, Anderson in to score. What comes around? There was the 1-6 put out at second base. That's out number 2. Chase McDaniel officially reaches on a fielder's choice and then gets to second after the weirdo play there. So 2 outs now. The 2 runs we were asking for have come across. This is Arlen Peters, AP, in the batter's box, with Chase McDaniel on second base. It'd be that big insurance run if you can bring him in. That pitch way too far out, 1-1. But that was the 2 runs the Cubs needed. The 10-run rule now in effect. For the bottom half of the inning, AP is going to foul that off, 1-2. Slapped foul. AP just got a piece of that. Stays alive with a 1-2 count. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position at second base. That's Chase McDaniel. Cubs have brought 2 runs in here in the 8th inning, so the 10-run rule now in effect for the bottom half of the inning. Cubs trying to take both Game 1 and Game 2 and win this best-of-3 series. The pitch to AP was outside, 2-2. If you win them both tonight, the series is over. And they'll punch their ticket to a state tournament starting up next weekend in Aberdeen. That pitch outside, full count now with 2 outs. McDaniel will be on the move. Big hit, left side, long run for Garbers, and he's got no play at first base. We'll have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Infield single for Arlen Peters. McDaniel to third, Peters with the infield single. 2 runners on with 2 outs, and Miles Reese, the cleanup hitter, coming to the plate, batting in the 4 spot. He's got a single and a walk, 2 strikeouts and a ground out, so he's 1 for 4 with a walk. He has scored twice in this game, but now he's hitting with runners on the corners, and he'll swing through strike 1. 0-1. Miles Reese playing left field in game number 2. That pitch too far out, 1-1. We've now passed the 10:30 mark here on a Friday night. Still got some fans hanging around. Some sweatshirts, some jackets. That pitch hits the outside corner, 1-2. That pitch way outside. There's going to be an insurance run here as the lead is now 11. Both runners advance. Chase McDaniel scores. AP up to second base, and Miles Reese will now be hitting with a 2-2 count and a 13-2 lead. Miles Reese will send that into center field. That is going to be over the head of Swanson. 2 2 bounce to the fence. That's an RBI double. As AP will jog home. Another run comes across for the Brookings Cubs. Blasted. Probably one of the better hit balls all night long. That's an RBI double as AP comes around to score. And that'll bring Lincoln Vasgard, our third baseman, to the plate. Now a 14-2 lead here at Bob Sheldon Field as the Cubs are starting to feel it here, closing out this North Division title series. That is lifted into right field. That is going to be Bo Keith out there. Gets past his glove. An error out in right field. Another run's going to come in. So the E9. Lincoln Vasgard gets to second base. Miles Reese comes in to score. 15-2 now. And that'll bring Justin Koffel to the plate. This will be the 9th batter coming to the plate in the 8th inning. This really does feel like the game 2 weeks ago here at Bob Sheldon Field when the River Dogs just could not turn off the faucet of errors and runs that came in the 7th inning. Tonight we're doing it in the 6th and the 8th. As 12 batters came to the plate in the 6th inning. Now this is the 9th batter here in the 8th inning. So 2-0 to Justin Koffel. Still a runner on second. Still 2 outs. The pitch low, 3-0. And it's a 15-2 ball game now. Wilhelmsen seems to be running out of gas in his relief appearance. Doing everything he can to get that 3rd out. Swing and a miss by Koffel, 3-1. Way too far out. Another walk. Runners on first and second now. So Vasgard stays at second. Koffel now on first after the walk. And that'll bring Logan Anderson to the plate for his second bat of the 8th inning. It's the 10th batter to come to the batter's box. First pitch is a strike on that outside corner, 0-1 to Logan Anderson. Slapped to right field. A nice pickup by Noah Hammond. Logan Anderson just kind of joking with him, laughing with him. But that'll do it. The Cubs do the damage. Logan Anderson with the 3 unassisted for out number 3. They add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs in that 8th inning. It is now 15-2. The run rule is in effect if the Brookings Cubs can stop the Baltic River Dogs from scoring 3 runs. This game's going to be over, and it'll be a North Division title for the Brookings Cubs, and they would punch their ticket to the state Class A tournament next weekend up in Aberdeen. So that is the goal. 3 outs. Jake Ammon, who's come in on his relief appearance and really pitched pretty well. Had 2 strikeouts in the last inning, so see if he can't build on that. For the Baltic River Dogs, we are seeing the meat of the order. 3, 4, 5 hitters coming to the plate. Cooper Perry, Ray Williams, and John Wilhelmsen, all scheduled to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th. Cubs did their job, put 5 runs across in the top of the 8th. Now if they can just hold them off, prevent 4 runs from scoring, which they've been able to do all night long, this game's going to be over. Cooper Perry coming to the plate. Number 22, he is the Baltic River Dog left fielder. I'm just going to say this right now. This 8th inning, so I'm getting through all of my sponsors, brought to us by Back Alley Meats, a fantastic butcher shop in downtown Volga. That pitch gets away from AP, so it was too low as well, I believe. So 1-0 to Cooper Perry. Back alley meats, man. I was just there today. Whatever you need for whatever backyard party you're doing, man. Ribs, brisket, steaks, brats, burgers, chicken. They've got buns in there. They've got jerky in there. Oh, my God. What a fantastic butcher shop, man. If you've never been to Back Alley Meats, you are truly missing out. 2-0 to Cooper Perry. That pitch was inside. Cooper had to get out of the way. Swinging strike there, 2-1. Back Alley Meats, man. Thanks for being a sponsor of everything we do here on Saul's Media. They're a huge part of our Sioux Valley Athletics broadcast as well. But brought them on for the Cubs summer season. It's another strike on that outside corner, 2-2 to Cooper Perry. Jake Ammon. Good pitching and a relief appearance. I'm just trying to get out of this. Let's end it. It is past the 10:30 mark. Game 2 on a Friday night, and that's going to be a strikeout. To start the bottom of the 8th, we are 2 outs away. Ray Williams III coming to the plate. He is the cleanup hitter for the Baltic River Dogs here in game number 2. Ray's going to strike out in 2 singles tonight. Misses on strike 1. Swings through strike 2. Oh, 2 now. Jake Hammond just trying to close this out. And 3 straight swinging strikes. That is 2 outs, and the Cubs are 1 out away from punching their ticket to the Class A state tournament in Aberdeen next weekend. John Wilhelmsen, who has come on in a relief appearance pitching style for the Baltic River Dogs. Seemed like he ran out of gas in that last inning as far as a pitching performance goes. Well, the Cubs are down to their last out here. Or the Baltic River Dogs, I guess, are down to their last out, I guess I probably should say. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. There's a good pitch. High in the zone, but a strike at the top of the zone. 1-1. Too high there. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And the River Dogs down to their final strike. Jake Ammon just trying to close this out now, claim the victory, and punch their ticket to a state tournament next weekend in Aberdeen. Close this out. Ammon delivers. There's a breaking ball way inside. Wilhelmsen ducks out of the way. Count's going to be full with 2 outs. The throwback from AP got away from Jake Ammon. He had to walk to the back of the mound, pick up a ball. Now he's ready. Shakes off a couple signs, gets the one he likes. Now he fires. And that's a strike on the outside corner. The Brookings Cubs are going to win both games of this doubleheader. A 15-2 victory. And the Cubs punch their ticket to the Class A state tournament next weekend in Aberdeen. Congrats, Brookings Cubs. North Division title holders, and now punch their ticket to a state tournament. A great win by the Brookings Cubs. Win game 2, 15-2, and will represent the Sioux Empire League in the state tournament next weekend in Aberdeen. Handshakes all around. Congrats, Brookings Cubs, it's been a long night, a beautiful night weather-wise here at Bob Sheldon Field. Find out all the information you need to follow the Brookings Cubs on Facebook, on Twitter. They'll have all that information, game times, when, where, how. If you need to stay overnight, they'll have something there. But congrats to the Brookings Cubs punching their ticket to the Class A state tournament in South Dakota Amateur Baseball. That's going to do it for a Friday night. A big doubleheader. Game 1, Game 2, both won by the Brookings Cubs. And they're moving on. Congrats, Cubs. Thanks for a fun Friday night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks to all the sponsors. Bankstar Financial, our exclusive presenter for everything we do. All the rest of you that were flashing in the corner of the screen, thank you for being a sponsor of Saul's Media broadcasts like this for the Cubs all summer long. And now they punched their ticket to a state tournament. Congrats, Cubs. We'll see you soon.